You've been lied to. Not by accident, by design. For decades, you've been told weight loss is simple. Eat less, move more. Calories in, calories out. And if it's not working, that's your fault. You just lack willpower. But here's what nobody tells you. The calorie counting system was never designed to help you lose weight. It was designed to sell you a simple story. And simple stories sell diet books. Today I'm going to show you what actually controls your weight. And none of it fits on a food label. The calorie was invented in the 1800s by a scientist named Wilbur Atwater. He burned food in a metal box to measure heat. A calorie is a unit of heat energy. It tells us how much energy a food releases when it is completely incinerated. The problem? You're not a metal box. You are one of the most complex biological machines on the planet. The same 100 calories of almonds, white bread, and soda are processed completely differently inside your body. And yet, every diet app, every nutritionist, every food packet treats them as equal. The calorie model makes one enormous assumption, that your body is predictable. It is not. Your body burns calories differently based on your sleep, your stress, your gut bacteria, your hormones, and even the time of day. Science has known this for decades, but the diet industry keeps selling you the simple answer because the simple answer keeps you coming back. You fail the diet. You blame yourself. You buy another book. The cycle continues. So what actually controls your weight? Let's start with the one thing nobody talks about, your hormones. Your body has a fat storage hormone. It's called insulin, and right now, most people have way too much of it. When you eat carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring it back down. So far, so good. But here's the problem. While insulin is high, your body literally cannot burn fat. It is biologically impossible. If you're eating frequently, 6 small meals a day, as some diets recommend, your insulin is elevated almost all day long. And this is why you can be eating 1,500 calories and still not lose weight. Calories aren't the problem. Insulin is. Then there's leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full. When you diet aggressively, leptin drops. Your brain thinks you're starving. It slows your metabolism and cranks up hunger signals. This is why diets make you ravenous. And cortisol, your stress hormone, directly tells your body to store fat around your midsection. You can eat perfectly and exercise daily and still gain weight if your cortisol is chronically elevated. None of this is reflected in a calorie count, not even close. Let's talk about something they definitely didn't teach you in school, your gut microbiome. You have roughly 38 trillion bacteria living inside your gut right now. They outnumber your human cells. These bacteria determine how many calories you extract from food. 2 people can eat the same meal and absorb completely different amounts of energy. Studies on identical twins found that even with identical genetics and identical diets, weight outcomes can be completely different, because their gut bacteria were different. This completely destroys the idea that calories in minus calories out is all that matters. And what destroys your gut bacteria? Processed food, antibiotics, stress, poor sleep, and ironically, low-calorie diet food. Most diet foods are packed with artificial sweeteners and emulsifiers that alter gut bacteria in ways that promote weight gain. The very products sold to help you lose weight may be making it harder. That is the level of broken we're dealing with. So what do you do about it? Before I get there, let's talk about the thing that nobody mentions, sleep. Poor sleep is one of the most powerful drivers of weight gain, more powerful than most foods you'll ever eat. One bad night of sleep raises ghrelin, your hunger hormone, by up to 24%. You will eat more the next day. Not because you're weak, because you're biologically wired to. Poor sleep also tanks your insulin sensitivity. The same food you eat after a good night's rest will cause a bigger blood sugar spike after a bad one. Studies consistently show that sleep-deprived people lose less fat and more muscle mass when dieting compared to well-rested people. Yet not a single calorie counting app has a sleep tracker that adjusts your calorie targets based on your rest. Because acknowledging sleep would mean acknowledging that the calorie model is incomplete. And incomplete models don't sell well. 7 to 9 hours of sleep may do more for your weight than any diet you've ever tried. But we live in a world that celebrates working 80-hour weeks and mocks people who prioritize sleep. That's not a coincidence. So if calorie counting is broken, what does actually work? Let's go through it. Number 1. Control insulin, not calories. The most effective way to do this is to reduce refined carbohydrates and ultra-processed food. You don't have to go keto. Just stop eating foods that spike your blood sugar every 2 hours. Number 2. Eat protein at every meal. Protein has the highest thermic effect. Your body burns more calories just digesting it. Protein also suppresses hunger hormones more effectively than carbohydrates or fat. One high-protein breakfast can reduce your appetite for the entire day. Number 3. Fix your sleep before you fix your diet. I know that sounds backwards. It isn't. A well-rested body is more insulin-sensitive, burns more fat at rest, and makes better food choices instinctively. Number 4. Manage your stress. Not with a face mask and a bath bomb. Actually address the sources of chronic stress in your life. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, which signals your body to store fat regardless of what you eat. Number 5. Feed your gut bacteria. Eat more fiber, fermented foods, and variety. Your gut is your second metabolic engine. It doesn't care about your app. It doesn't read food labels. It responds to signals: hormonal, bacterial, neurological, environmental. Two people can eat identical meals in identical quantities and have completely different outcomes because they are not identical systems. Personalization is the future of nutrition, not another universal diet. A framework built around your hormones, your gut, your lifestyle. The most powerful thing you can do right now is stop measuring your worth by a calorie deficit and start measuring it by how you actually feel. Energy levels, sleep quality, mental clarity, mood. These are your real metrics, and no app is tracking them properly yet. The people who crack this aren't the ones who counted every calorie perfectly. They're the ones who started listening to their body instead of an algorithm. Your body is not a calculator. It is a living, adaptive, hormone-driven ecosystem that responds to everything in your life. Start treating it like one. The hardest part of all of this isn't learning new information. It's unlearning the old information that was wrong to begin with. We are living in the most over-informed and undernourished generation in human history. We know more about food than any civilization before us, and we are sicker than almost all of them. We have optimized the packaging and forgotten the food. We have gamified the diet and ignored the body doing the eating. Every culture that has abandoned its traditional food system in favor of processed convenience food has seen the same result: rising obesity, rising diabetes, rising chronic illness. This is not a personal failure. This is a population-level experiment that went wrong. And you have been living inside it your entire life. The good news is this: the body is extraordinarily forgiving. Give it the right conditions, and it will repair itself faster than you expect. Gut bacteria can begin to shift within 72 hours of changing what you eat. Insulin sensitivity can improve within days of better sleep. The timeline is shorter than you think. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a more accurate understanding of how your body actually works. Everything else follows from that. Stop punishing yourself with restriction. Start working with your biology instead of against it. That is the only diet advice you will ever actually need. The system was broken. You weren't. Remember that. Here's the thing that makes all of this so frustrating. None of it is secret. The science has been there for years. But the diet industry generates over $250 billion a year globally. That industry has zero incentive to give you a complete solution. A complete solution would end repeat customers. And repeat customers are the entire business model. You've been failed not by your discipline or your biology, but by a system that profits more from your confusion than your success. The calorie is a useful measure of energy. It is a completely useless measure of what your body will do with that energy. Your body is not a calculator. It is a living, adaptive, hormone-driven ecosystem that responds to everything in your life. If this changed how you think about weight, share it with someone who's been on a diet that isn't working. They need to see this. And if you want to understand more about how hormones, sleep, and your gut actually work, this channel is going to keep going deep on all of it. Subscribe. Not because I told you to, because you deserve information that actually helps you. See you in the next one.